I'm just saying.
The problem is that
Welcome to the conference playoffs, NFL Big Pick 4, the show where the NFL picking stars, Kenny D and Brian B, will give you the best picks
that's our record.
for Sunday NFL games. As always, we'll start with a recap of last week. So 2 wins and a push. Comments?
Well, we had no chance on the New Orleans-Seattle game with a push. So that was unwinnable.
And the only comment I have is I didn't know that New England was the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They ran the ball 50 times, I think, something like that.
Yeah, that was incredible.
They did, and they only threw 22 or something. It was like 45 to 22 or something like that.
Yeah, we
like
could be
70...
blamed for that one, but the push, I think we'll get a mulligan on that one, as Brian would say.
Yeah, that's a tie.
Yeah, you can't do anything about that.
But I don't have any excuses for the Indy game. New England came out and their offensive line beat the crap out of the Indianapolis.
Yeah, they played
They
great.
just fucking mauled them. LeGarrette Blount looks good, man.
Yeah, he does.
I like the way he's playing.
I think he weighed like 250. He just runs in there. And
he had back-to-back 150-yard games.
Yeah. That was really good. Yeah, the Indianapolis had no answer at all.
So this leaves us with the overall of less than 500 on the season, 37-38, and a push, with the Big D still heavily in the red at 6-12-1.
Oh my God.
I'm at 500.
That was supposed to be the guarantee.
Yeah, right. It's a guaranteed L. That's what that is. Oh, that's like the reverse of what I had last year. That's terrible.
I think I'm right at 500.
I mean, that's something you need to work on in the off season is getting these picks right.
Well, duh.
Man.
No shit, Sherlock. Thanks.
Did I win the obvious award?
And as Jeremy Whites explains to me, we would actually lose people money because Because
we would lose a ton of money.
Because if you go 500, you actually lose money because you have to pay the
bookie.
The 10%, the vig.
Yeah, and in this case, we get nothing. So, yeah, well, we have a long, hard off season ahead for us. So, figure this thing out.
But I would like to say, unlike my brother, we're not going to blame any conspiracies. We're not going to blame umpires or refs.
No, we just blame our own stupidity.
Yeah, we're not blaming.
Quote Andy Reid, it's all on me.
Yes.
It's my
we
fault.
Didn't put the
I'll
players
take
in the right
responsibility.
position.
We didn't put the games in the right position.
Yeah.
We didn't put our viewers in the right position to make
be successful.
right gaps. Yeah. Yeah, right. To make the proper betting choices.
Mandy says, happy late Hanukkah, Dan. Apparently she thinks she forgot to say Hanukkah.
Well, it was about 7 weeks ago. So.
I think she did say it during the time, actually, too.
Well, that was nice, even though it's a very unimportant holiday.
So what beer are you advertising there?
This is
what do we got this week?
This is something called Name Tag.
What? Where do you find this shit?
About.
Wow.
Where do you find this shit, Scott? Does some homeless guy have a vendor?
On sale, that's where I found it.
Is it at the what do you call it, the closeout section of the beer store?
The beer in the back nobody wants.
Yeah, right. We're trying to give this away. What is it, $5 for a 6-pack?
Oh, it wasn't that much.
Oh, really? Wow. Hey, cheap is cheap, I guess.
$4.
Not a bad deal.
That's right.
You see that?
You should be proud of me, Dan.
That's right.
Saving money how I do.
That's right.
Yeah, he's being a
Brian's
joke.
going to pay $4 for one beer. You pay $4 for 6.
That's right.
You learn something from him.
That's true.
You know?
Yes.
That's right. So we will now have the conference championship Fads of the Week.
I don't know. I didn't really think of this very much. But I guess the Indianapolis Colts for just not deciding to show up, tackle, block, or do anything related to playing a football game at all during that game against the Patriots. They just gave up. They just stood there and like waved their arms in the air. You know, they didn't want to get. I guess they didn't want to get hurt. They're acting like a bunch of little girls. Ooh, we didn't want to get hurt. We don't want to get hurt. You know, the whole team was just like it was ridiculous. They saw the Garrett Blunt coming and they said, "Oh no!" and they ran away like it was a wolf or a bear chasing after them. That was awful. That was one of the most pathetic defensive efforts in a playoff game I've ever seen.
I mean, they had, 260 yards rushing or something like that?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. For a guy who started 2 games the whole year, that was awful. And also, actually, I also want to call out the officials who did the Carolina-San Francisco game last week. They were awful. They were terrible. They kept calling personal fouls on Carolina. I don't think they called too many on San Francisco. But they had absolutely no control. They had no control over that game from beginning to end. They were just there.
Some of those, like...
And there were 2 penalties they called that particularly bothered me. They called penalties for unnecessary roughness on hits on receivers.
Or like the one where the guy did a twirl and went into the guy.
And there was another one on Vernon Davis, I think, where he went to catch a ball, and the guy hit him with his shoulder. It was shoulder to shoulder, and they called a penalty. I couldn't believe it.
They called one on the San Francisco guy for helmet to helmet when the guy twirled into the quarterback.
I know.
How are you supposed to control his body?
Those guys were awful.
That was terrible.
They were absolutely awful. They
put skirts on the players, man.
Those officials, that group, those 7 guys should not be allowed to do a playoff game ever again. They were absolutely terrible. They had no idea what they were doing. They had no control, and they were awful.
So there you have it. Bye. Here's your biggest fan right here.
That's right.
Nice. Probably is our biggest fan.
We will now have the first guarantee. Both picks are guaranteed this week from Big Danny D. Let's have it.
All right. The first game, the guarantee pick, my guarantee pick this week is New England versus Denver. I am taking New England Patriots plus 5.5. Tom Brady is 10-4 against Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning does not have a particularly good playoff record. He's only 10-11. I think the Denver defense isn't that good. I know they played okay against San Diego, but that's partially Ken Wisenhunt's fault for not deciding to throw the ball until the third quarter when it was probably too late. So he's an idiot. Now he's the head coach somewhere. So we'll see how that goes in Tennessee. Anyway, I expect the Patriots to be very aggressive. They lost Chris Harris. One of the starting quarterbacks is out for the year for the Broncos. Von Miller's out. They can't rush the passer very well. They're okay against the run, but I think Brady could have a big day. The New England defense has played better, but I just think New England's going to play a ball control game. They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw short passes. They're going to try to keep Manning off the field as much as they can and ball frustrate them. Yeah. Whereas, I think the Broncos will have some success just because they have so many offensive weapons.
Yeah, you can't stop that offense.
I expect Belichick to take at least 1 or 2 of those guys away because we see such a good defensive, coach that he can be very creative with his schemes that he'll get rid of, and he's always frustrated Manning. So I expect this to be a close game. I don't think this will be a blowout, or if it is, hopefully it's New England. But I think they'll stay within the 5.5 points. And they'll be able to cover in this game. I don't think Denver's going to run away from them, just because New England, I think, is going to possess the ball most of the game.
I have a question for you, Dan.
Yes.
Are you wearing your big boy pants today?
I hope so.
Well, here's my question to you.
Okay.
Do you think outright win, or are you going to wear your big boy pants?
No, yeah, I'll call an outright win for New England.
All right. Dan's wearing his big boy pants today,
because
people.
They controlled the ball for 36 minutes last week, I think it was, against Indianapolis. And I think they'll be able to do the same thing again this week against New England. And now frustrate Manning because they're going to be able to get in a rhythm on offense. That's what happened when San Diego played them the first time. They controlled the ball, and the Broncos weren't able to do anything because Manning was just sitting on the bench. I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to be cold. It's going to be about 60 degrees tomorrow in Denver. I just think Brady finds a way. Brady and Belichick usually find a way. And I think Brady really wants to get that 4th Super Bowl ring so he can be up there with Montana and Bradshaw. And I think it'll be his 6th Super Bowl, which I think might be a record if he makes it. And I think he would like nothing better than to take a dump at Eli's place when for the Super Bowl, since he's beaten him twice in the Super Bowl. But I don't know. I don't trust Peyton really. His playoff record just doesn't show sustained success, and his record against New England is terrible.
Yeah.
Belichick just seems to find a way to frustrate him some way with some new scheme or taking somebody away, and I think he'll be able to do that.
So there you have it, folks. We have not only against the spread. Dan has gone on a limb here and is picking them straight up. He's wearing his big boy pants today. He's saying New England will win this game, folks.
That's right.
New England will win.
Yep. I'm wearing Brian's pants because they're usually pretty big.
I don't know what Vegas knows that we don't know, but like you said, the record, the Manning record against Brady is terrible. The Manning record in the playoffs isn't as good. The Manning record in the Super Bowl isn't as good. But yet you have a 5.5 underdog on the Patriots.
Well, the line moved. The line was 7, and then it moved back down to 5.5.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, that's pretty heavy. How many times this season, I didn't look it up, do you think Tom Brady's been a over 5 underdog?
Well, I can tell you, here's why I think, number one, the Manning's at home, Broncos at home. But number two, I'm sure Vegas takes into account that Gronk is out, and that's a big loss to New England's offense. The red zone offense isn't as good. But I just think they're going to do it. They're going to control the ball, man. They're going to keep the ball out of Manning's hands. They're going to run the ball. Their time of possession is probably going to be like 35 minutes. I mean, what can Manning do if he's on the sideline?
Yeah.
What's the weather going to be, Mile High?
It should be 60 degrees and sunny tomorrow.
What?
That's what it's supposed to be, 60 and sunny. There's a trough in the western part of the country. There's a high pressure system in the middle that's pushing the jet stream way up. So it's very warm. That's why they have all those fires out there in California. So it should be a beautiful day in Denver, surprisingly enough. So the weather really should not be a factor at all.
Well, thank you, Al Roker. I didn't need that level of detail.
I prefer the other guy. What's his name? He used to announce the 100th birthdays on TV.
Willard Scott.
Yes, Willard Scott. Here's to you, Willard Scott.
That's Al Roker.
That's right.
He's talking about a trough. Polar vortex.
That's right. That's a different. A polar vortex, different kind of high pressure system.
Well, you never know. I mean, Belichick may come out with the option offense this week. You know, you just don't know.
Yeah, I think we know about that.
You know, like Brian said, he became the Nebraska Cornhuskers last week. Now this week he's going to come out with the option or something, or
Who knows?
Wildcat offense.
They could come out throwing the whole game.
That's what I love about Bill Belichick. He's so unpredictable. He doesn't stick to just because they've done things for a certain way. But most of the season doesn't mean they're going to come out this game and do the same
like
thing.
a certain fat man with a mustache that we know.
Yes, Big Red.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we thought we could see something.
Big Red.
Yeah, that's right. We thought we could be aggressive. We saw something we liked in the secondary.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
That's why we threw the ball 70 times against the Bengals.
Yeah.
So there you have your first guaranteed pick for the conference finals, being Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, and the New England Patriots, coming in at a 5.5 underdog, traveling to Mile High Stadium during the trough weather scenario.
Yeah, I wish we were
Let's hope the game's not blacked out because your house burnt down.
Oh my God. You know, Aaron Hernandez can't watch the game. There's no TV allowed where he is in prison.
Well, it's like the guy we had in Tampa, that shot the guy for texting in the movie theater. You know, he's never going to get to see that movie now. He'll never ever get to see that movie.
We do not condone this sense of humor.
I do. I think that's funny.
Yes.
Nobody
trying to up our viewership.
Watching our show.
Yeah, right.
We're trying to get our viewership into the double digits.
Yeah, right. Thanks to the 7 people who watched last week.
Was it 7?
Yeah, 6 or 7.
a new playoff record.
That's right.
Too bad it's Scott hitting the thing refresh button 7 times.
Too bad Brian never even gives us one hit. He never even watches his own
I
show.
watched the show last year.
Yeah, last year. He didn't watch any shows this year at all.
You think I'm gonna watch a show?
He says-
you guys sit there and make fun of me because I didn't show up.
He says when he was absent, we were making fun of him. I said, how would you know? You never even watched
And
the
why do
show.
you think
to
I don't
see-
watch a show? Because
we
I
made
don't
fun of
see you
you.
guys make fun of me for half hour.
How do you know we're making fun of you for half an hour?
Because you tell me the next day at work, you fuckface.
Well, the next day is Saturday.
Hey, Brian, me and your brother just made fun of you for half hour.
It's no
good.
different than
Good.
if you're here. There's no different. It's not like we don't have balls. We make fun to your face.
Yeah, I know. That's
No
all the
difference.
time.
But I can't defend myself when I'm not there, though. I can at least defend myself now. Like, I can make fun of Scott, for hooking up with an 80-year-old woman at the Krog.
Yes, but he did hook up with her.
You can't hook up at a bar. Hooking up would be actually leaving the bar with that person.
So what do you...
You can't hook up at a bar.
So what do you call what you did? Give me... What's the...
She was a fan. She was a fan. She wanted a kiss, so I gave her a kiss.
for 5 minutes?
Did she ask for an
You got to
autograph?
show some love to the fans.
With
Yeah.
your tongue down her throat? Was that an extra
It was a
$5? Would you charge
It was
extra?
it's like a pratfall in comedy. It's a joke. It's a gimmick. It's a stunt.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
you
right.
understand that?
Promoting the show. That's right.
Right.
That's right.
When I'm out in public, I mean, that's my public persona. I got to live up to it.
That's
The best was when I was playing
Cowboy
pool.
Scott.
The best I was playing pool, and the guy that I was playing with goes, "Who is that?" And I was like, "I don't know." They pointed to you making out with that old chick. They're like, "Who is that guy?" I'm like, "I don't know." I wasn't gonna say you were my brother.
Sounds like a rough evening.
Oh, I had fun.
No, I will say this in my brother's defense. I appreciate at least he didn't take him back to my place, because I would have been extremely pissed if you took that chick back to my place.
Pissed, grossed out, frightened.
I appreciate
Horrified.
that, Scott.
She was in on the gag. We were just doing
Yeah,
a
right.
bit.
Yeah, right, Scott.
Brian would have needed therapy.
Trying to make
if that
everyone's
happened.
evening. Yeah, we were entertaining the people. They enjoyed it.
No, they didn't. The guy at the
shock
pool
effect.
table was like, "That's gross."
Don't you realize there's no such thing as bad publicity? We knew that. It was a gimmick.
Oh yeah, all right. It was a
Mhm.
stunt, a publicity stunt. Yeah, it worked
It was a
wonders.
stunt. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. That was a stunt.
Yeah, it's worked great.
Yeah,
Exactly.
7 viewers.
Yeah, right. They should go in the road with some better material.
We will now have a word from our sponsor.
You are lucky.
We are now back for the much anticipated Big E guarantee. He's only one below 500. Guaranteed pick or that we have. So what's on the agenda for tonight, Big B? You got big plans?
Yeah,
You're gonna go out with
coworker.
Frankie?
Yeah, I'm meeting up with a coworker. We're gonna hit the town. What is it? Paint the town red? Is that what they say?
Yeah, well, he's probably just paint the town yellow. Get drunk and pee on the corner somewhere.
He's gonna piss in little doorways, and then the piss is gonna run into someone's house and ruin their hardwood floor.
That's right. He's gonna pee on some homeless guy on the street.
All right. My big B for this week for championship week is I'm going to take Seattle -3.5 at home. I think it's going to be a close game. Two teams that play good defense, two teams that run the ball a lot. I just think the home field advantage for Seattle. I was actually watching something last week, and the architect who built the stadium was actually on, and he was talking about how they designed the stadium specifically to keep the noise in, and there's no other stadium like it. So not only is the crowd loud to begin with, they actually have a stadium that keeps the noise in. I know Drew Brees had to actually play with an earpiece. It's really loud, and Dan was.
Did he explain how they did that exactly?
Yeah, but I'm not really smart enough to remember all the key parts. But Dan brought up a good point too, is how Kaepernick relies a lot on going to line of scrimmage and changing the plays up, picking up blitzes, and he's not going to be able to do that. He's at a severe disadvantage.
Yeah, their offense is based on a lot of shifting.
Yeah,
they got a lot of shifting. Yeah,
and it's gonna be hard to do that. I also think the Seattle defense will be able to get off the ball too. When you have a silent count, a lot of times teams can see when the first time the quarterback lifts up his leg usually is not the snap. When they do the snap count, it's usually the second time. They're not gonna be able to use audible eyes and make the other team jump off. Seattle's defense is going to get a good jump off the ball, and I think it's going to be a close game, but I think they can cover. I think they can win like 17-13, 20-16, 16-10. But it's going to be low scoring. I think both teams are going to be under 20 points, but I think Seattle can still cover the 3.5, and I think Marshawn Lynch is going to have a big game. So for all those reasons.
San Francisco does deserve some credit, though. They're the first Super Bowl loser since 1977 to make it back to a championship game. And they're also the first team since the 01 through 04 Eagles to make it to 3 consecutive NFC championship games. But still, yeah, I agree with Brian. I think they're going to struggle up there.
Yeah, and I think the one thing, Dan doesn't like this, but I was watching NFL Network.
They're going to be mad?
No, I'm not going to do the emotion thing, but Dan didn't like this point earlier, but I still think the viewers can decide for themselves if they like it. I was watching earlier NFL Network, and they were talking about why Russell Wilson's effective, why he doesn't turn the ball over, which I think is going to be important in this game, is because he's very decisive. He has usually one read. They have the first option. And unlike a lot of quarterbacks, he doesn't stand in the pocket and pat the ball and jump up and down. If he doesn't see it right away, most of the time he just takes off. And
True.
Dan doesn't like it
because it's extremely simplistic offense. It's like a high school offense. I mean, eventually when his team grows and gets better offensive, they're like middle of the road offensively.
Right.
I mean,
they're very simplistic. Yeah.
They need better receivers, which would really help him. And their receivers there are pretty awful, except for Percy Harvin, but he's injured all the time. So their receivers stink.
But I just think the fact that he's decisive keeps the turnovers.
No, but their offense has to be simple because the receivers stink.
Yeah.
If they have better players, more dynamic tight end, and better receivers, I think that he would be able to go through more options. Right. But you're right; it's better to run and instead of turn the ball over
and taking those 20-yard sacks.
But eventually, to become a really, really good quarterback, you're going to have to make that second and third read to get rid of the ball and move the ball down the field better. I think that's what would make that team more effective because they struggle offensively a lot.
But they don't. But the key, going back to my key point,
but they rely on their defense. They
don't turn the ball over. They have good special teams, and also from the 49ers standpoint, Kaepernick does turn the ball. He does throw interceptions. Kaepernick will try to fit a ball.
And the thing too, you're talking about special teams, is that I believe Seattle set a record for the least punt return yards.
Yeah, punt return yards.
20 yards total for the whole year.
So the field advantage is going to go to the Seahawks. They're going to be able to pin them for most of the game, and they'll be able to keep that advantage. And also, like I said again, Kaepernick he's unlike Russell Wilson. He will take a chance, which can be good, but a lot of times with this defense, the way they can cover, there's going to be a lot. I think there's going to be a chance for 2 or 3 picks during the game that could change.
The crowd will be a factor, definitely, too. I mean, I think that's important. Yeah, I mean, people can say, well, they played there before the season. Well, so did the Saints. Where'd that get them?
I didn't get them anywhere either.
So.
How many playoff games has Wilson been in?
I think this is his 4th.
How many has he won?
2.
No, he beat the Redskins.
They beat the Redskins. They lost to the Falcons. And they won last week. 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah. And Kaepernick's been in 3. This is, I think Kaepernick's 6th.
So there was a controversy this week about Seattle fans being denied tickets. 49er fans being denied tickets to the Seattle game. They would only sell to certain states. And being that we have some additional time on the show today, I'm going to play a radio prank from a Seattle radio station that pranked a 49ers fan. So what's happening is the 49ers fan has a friend who's a Seahawks fan. So the friend set her up and fed all her information to this Seattle radio station, and they pranked her. So let's listen to that.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Courtney.
This is.
Courtney, how are you? My name is Casey Ryback. I work at the ticketing department for the Seattle Seahawks.
Casey Ryback.
Okay.
Are you doing okay today?
Yeah. I'm good.
Well, listen, I'm calling you because the NFL Ticket Exchange sent us over your information.
Mm-hmm.
Because you apparently...
So excited.
Yeah, you apparently bought tickets to the big game this Sunday.
Yes, I can't believe my friend freaked out when I was able to get them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm calling to let you know, unfortunately, we're going to have to refund your money on those tickets, and you won't be able to use them. I apologize for any inconvenience.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not.
What happened? What's wrong? Did I get, scammed or something? I don't...
Oh, no.
I don't get it.
No, there's no scam. Those are the real tickets. We just can't let you go to the game because of your team affiliation. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's not even funny.
I know it's not funny because I was kind of offended when doing research. I went to your Facebook page and saw that you are a 49ers fan. So we're definitely not going to be able to let you into the game.
Are you serious right now? This cannot be happening.
We're happy to refund your money. I just can't let you in.
You have to be kidding me because there's no way. That is so not right and so not fair.
It's typical of a 49ers fan, I guess, whining and complaining about everything. Listen.
Wait, what did you just say to me?
I said you're typical of a 49ers fan where you're kind of whining.
Oh, this is such a bull. I am going to that f***ing game. I already have those tickets. There's nothing you can do about it. So you better just drop that goddamn attitude right now because I'm going to be there and I'm going to be cheering my head up. You better believe I'm wearing my 49ers jersey and all the gear I can put on my body.
Ma'am, there's plenty of things I can do about it. I can cancel your ticket so you won't be allowed in, and I can put security on alert to watch for you.
That is not even funny. This is so wrong. I have as much right to go to that game as anybody else.
Okay, ma'am, obviously you're upset.
Wait, you think I might be mad? You're trying to tell me I can't go to the game now?
Here's what I can do for you, okay? I can let you into the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a Seahawks jersey.
Oh, my God. This has to be a f***ing joke.
No.
There's no way. This has to be a joke.
You'll have to check in with the staff at Will Call to make sure you're dressed appropriately, and then we can let you into the game.
I'll be wearing my Kaepernick jersey when the 49ers kick the Seahawks ass, and it's going to be awesome to see it happen.
It's typical that you'd choose that douchebag, isn't it?
Do you even understand what's going to happen this weekend? Colin Kaepernick is going to all over your team.
Did you say I'm going to all over your Colin Kaepernick jersey? Because that's exactly what I plan on doing.
Oh, my God. That's so absolutely revolting and disgusting. You are so not going to have a job by the end of all this because this is the most ridiculous thing I have ever encountered in my entire life. I'm going to that game, and I'm going to watch the 49ers kick the Seahawks.
Just try to show up, ma'am. I will meet you at the gate. I will pull that jersey off of you, throw it on the ground in front of you, and just take a big deucer right on top of it.
I can't wait to see you there because you know what I'm going to do? As soon as I see you, I'm going to punch you right in the damn face, and then I'm going to slap you around a little bit, and then I'm going to take my jersey, and I'm going to hang you right from the top of the stadium, and we'll watch you dangle there, and you can watch the rest of the game.
Courtney, this is actually Jubal from Brook and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5 doing a phone tap on you.
Oh, my God.
Your buddy Marty set you up.
Oh, my God.
He said he's a Seahawk fan and didn't want you going to the game.
That oh my God, I'm so going to that game, and I'm going to cheer my head off.
I will say this is the first time anybody's threatened to strangle me with a jersey in a phone tap before, so congratulations on that.
Hey, it's a big game. I'm not going to miss the game.
She was set up by her friend, so it wasn't fake. She was actually set up by her friend.
This guy didn't know who Casey Ryback was.
Scott doesn't either.
What's the Casey Ryback angle? I don't get it.
That's the Steven Seagal character from Under Siege and Under Siege 2.
So why would that be funny?
Because he's used a fake name.
Yeah, he used a fake Casey Ryback.
Yeah, Casey Ryback. It's like the second one's especially stupid because he have these 30 armed gunmen. Yeah, Steven Seagal kills all of them with his hands. It's like, what? It's so stupid. See, I would have known from right there that guy was full of it.
Yeah, Casey Ryback.
Yeah, Casey Ryback.
Only you would have gotten the Casey
This guy,
Ryback.
he
Probably.
does. He sits at home and watches movies all the time. He's like a walking IMDb over here.
Yeah, I would have known that. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
I thought that was a pretty good prank,
That was
if your
good.
friend
That was funny. They got her.
fan.
I'm gonna hang you from the top of the stadium.
Yeah, like she got serious. She's like, I'm gonna take the jersey and hang you from the stadium by it.
That
was
was
pretty
good.
funny, though.
Yeah, that was funny.
I bet she's good in bed.
Oh my god.
It's like, I'm only gonna choke you until you almost pass out, but I won't let you pass
Here
out.
we go. Kids, don't watch this section, this part of the show here.
So we will now have the final man violation of the
No,
year.
second to
from-
last.
No, because we do the awards next week.
Oh, that's right.
We do the
That's
awards
right.
next
That's right.
Well,
In
sure.
2 weeks.
or 2 weeks. Yeah, we do the awards. I already know who I already told you who's gonna win the award. That's no secret. But
Yeah.
Yes. Who's going to win the award?
why can't I don't want to spoil it? I'm not gonna.
No,
spoil.
save it. We have to keep the audience
That's
under,
cool.
you have to wonder what's going to happen.
Yes.
Anyway, my man violation.
Wait, you're cutting short my intro. From the violator in chief himself, Big Brian B.
Okay, my man violation for this week actually did stir up some controversy at the office. One of the older women that work in the settlement department did not like my man violation. My man violation for this week is couples that wear the same outfit, especially at like Christmas parties when they both wear the same sweater and they think it's cute. I know I've made exceptions before when I said like if a woman makes a guy watch Lifetime movie, that's one thing. But if you actually in public wearing the same outfit as her and she makes you do it, I don't care if she doesn't let you have sex for a year. She keeps the gates closed for a year. That's not worth the ridicule. So that is my man violation for this week.
What if they're showing up for Eagles viewing party and they're both wearing their Vic jerseys? Is that an exception?
Yeah, that's an exception. Good one, Scott.
I think it should be an ugly sweater. If they're both
Well
wearing the same
played,
ugly
well played,
sweater.
Scott. We have found an exception. Okay. You know what? I've talked to the council. I've talked to Al Bundy and Clint Eastwood and
Al Bundy's not a real person. Clint Eastwood is a real person. Al
and
Bundy's
I've also
a character.
and added to the oh, by the way, added to the man council is Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec.
Another fake person. It's not his real name.
Ron Swanson is he's actually the vice. Al Bundy is the president, and Ron
Not a real
Swanson
person.
is the vice president.
Another fake person. So I guess you have all these imaginary people in your head that you talk to. That's good.
Well, Al Bundy should be the president because of his founding philosophy, where he said that if a fake breast falls in the forest, it makes a sound, therefore it is real.
I never heard that one before.
That is a good philosophy.
Isn't that, you told me that one, Brian?
I guess I don't remember.
I don't remember. I remember that one.
Dan has
You must
watched
have been
every
drunk that
episode.
night.
Dan has watched every episode. Mine are like the one where he goes to the nudie bar. He goes, "Where the breasts may be fake, but man, do they shake at the nudie bar." He does that whole poem.
Yeah, that was funny. What's funny? Ed O'Neill's not really like that at all. If you read about him, he's college educated. He got a graduate degree in fine arts. He's been I think married to the same one for 20-something years.
But my brother did bring up a good exception. So there is an exception to the man violation this week. They're usually pretty straightforward. But my brother brought up a good point. And if you're going to a Flyers game, an Eagles game, and you're both fans and you wear the same jersey, that's fine. We're gonna allow that.
As long as it doesn't have your name on the back.
Well, that was one of my first violations,
Yes.
though. Yes, you cannot have your own name on the back of the
You
jersey.
can't say Mr. or Mrs. Smith or whatever on the back.
Yeah.
That's not good. Has to be the jersey of your favorite player.
One will say honey bun, and the other says,
Yeah, right.
Sweetie.
Yeah, can't have that. That's a violation.
But there you have it. So basically, anything if you're not a sporting event.
So to recap the playoff conference picks, you're picking your Pats at a big underdog and your Seahawks at a slim cover, 3 and a hook. Any final comments on the picks?
I hope we win.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we win both, we'll be over 500.
Yeah.
If we go 2-0 this week, we'll be 1 over 500 for the year. Not saying that's great, but at least we'll be in the black. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you have it. You're picking your Patriots and your Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Now, based on that scenario, Patriots and Seahawks, who would win the Super Bowl?
I don't know. That'd be an interesting game. Yeah, I think it'd be a low-scoring game.
You know, the
both
one
teams
thing,
would run.
one thing too is Patriots play good in cold weather because they.
Well,
they're from-
Seattle. It's not like it's.
Yeah, but they don't play in 20-degree weather though. They play in rain, but it's usually 40, 50 degrees.
It's going to be 40, but sometimes they play in 30s.
No, I bet you the February 2nd is probably going to be in the 20s.
Right now it's supposed to be 38 degrees on February 2nd.
Oh, all right.
So it's supposed
That's
to be
right,
dry.
Al Roker.
That's right.
At the Santa Ana's down there.
Oh man, that's terrible. What's going on in California?
It's a dry wind.
Yeah, it's ugly. Half that state's on fire.
So as always, go out, place your bets on the Pats and the Seahawks. And
Score with Big Pick 4.
Yes, sir.